So many people seem fine on the outside. But inside, they're barely breathing. They smile. They keep going. They say, "I'm okay." But no one sees the silent battles. Wounds that don't show. Scars no one notices. Questions they're too afraid to even think, let alone say out loud. And maybe you're one of those people. You feel like you're the only one. Like no one really understands. Like everyone else is moving on, while you're just trying to keep going. But listen closely. You are not alone. Not even close. This space, right here, was created for hearts like yours. Hearts that are tired, but still beating. Wounded, but still hoping. Broken, but still believing something can change. I'm sure that at some point, you've whispered, "God, are you still there? So please, don't leave." Because in the next few minutes, we're going into a space many people avoid. The place where there are no easy answers. Where the noise fades. And all that's left is you and your soul asking. There comes a moment when the world goes quiet. The voices around you stop. And the only thing louder than your heartbeat is the question that keeps echoing. God, are you really listening? You're not angry. You're not asking for miracles. You just want this. To be seen. To be heard. Because so many times, you cried silently. You whispered prayers no one heard. You screamed inside. And all that came back was silence. And silence is scary. Because it feels like abandonment. It feels like God walked away. Or worse, that He was never there. But what if I told you that silence is not absence? What if it's an invitation? Some of the deepest moments with God don't happen in loud worship, or pretty prayers, or perfect phrases. They happen in the dark, in the confusion, in the doubt, in the waiting, in the fear. They happen in the in-between, in the space between what hurt you and what hasn't come yet. It's what many call the dark night of the soul. A place where everything feels still, where God feels far. But in reality, He's close. So close. He doesn't need to raise His voice to be felt. Maybe that's exactly where you are right now. In a place where nothing seems to be happening. Where your prayers don't seem to go past the ceiling. Where the silence is heavy. But what if I told you? God is doing His deepest work in you. Right now. When everything feels empty? Do you believe that? Maybe you're afraid to admit it. Afraid to say you have doubts. Afraid to confess you're tired. That you're wondering if God really cares. Maybe, deep down, you were taught that questioning God means a lack of faith. But listen, even Jesus on the cross cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Yes, even the Son of God felt the silence, felt the pain, felt the weight of abandonment. So know this. Your pain doesn't push God away. It pulls him closer. Because it shows you still care. That you're still reaching. God is not afraid of your questions. He's not shocked by your pain. He doesn't reject your tears. He meets you. Right there. On the floor of your soul. In the confusion. In the rawness. In the part you hide even from yourself. If you're still here. If you've made it this far. It means something inside you hasn't given up. Even if it's just a thread. You're still holding on. And that thread? That tiny piece of hope might be exactly what God will use to pull you back to Him. I want you to hear this. This is not the end of your story. This moment, this silence, might be the place where God starts speaking again. Not with thunder, not with spectacle, but with peace, with healing, with Himself. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are in process. And if you keep walking with us, video by video, reflection by reflection, prayer by prayer, you'll start to feel that love again. Yes, believe it. Alive, present. You'll remember what it feels like to sense God in the room. In the silence. In the dark. And you'll realize He was there all along. You are not broken. You are healing. Hey, know this. We're going to walk with you. One step at a time. So, stay with us. Like this video. Share it with someone you love. Someone who might be feeling what you're feeling too. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Not for numbers, but because there are hearts waiting for a word. Waiting for healing. Waiting for a new beginning. And together, we'll keep rebuilding your heart. Because your story doesn't end in pain. It begins in healing.